Hey, this is Blaine, most likely known as Niv. Um, I also have an alt coming eventually, maybe, named Moon. It's gonna be a merman, gonna have tentacle hairs. It's gonna be cool. And also, I played Ada. I think Ada was my first character on this site, but I maybe made like two posts, and then Tunawa came out, and I was like, I want to play Tunawa. So I dropped her like a sack of bricks and like kind of basically just forgot about her. Like I had to like before I did this video, I had to like look back on her, but like what did I write about her? And I guess I also had Lapis. He was a merman, but again, I kind of dropped him. I was like, yo, Anomaly, can you just like kill this guy? Because I don't like him anymore. Yeah, I think he's dead. So anyway, what made you stick with ST? Um, is what Jade asked. Um, I just like I like the environment. I like the people. Um, I like the staff. I like the system. There's just way more reasons to stay than there is negatives, and the negatives I can't think of them. So I guess the negatives are like I'm a slow writer, so it takes me a long time to write. But that's not really the site's fault. It's just me. Um, yeah, I just like the site. Anyway, so how long have you been drawing? Have you always drawn your characters? Again, another question from Jade. Um, I've been drawing since I could pick up a pencil or drawing tool. Um, but I've also I grew up in an environment that was very artistic. My dad played a bunch of different he plays guitar and all that kind of stuff, and my sister sings, and my mom's an artist, now antique dealer, and so it just has always been around. So I've done a bunch of different stuff. Drawing just was kind of one of those things that I really got into that was like, you always have pencil and paper. So, when you have a test I basically drew on every piece of paper that came to me, at least like some kind of a little eye or something. I just really like doing it. I have gotten a little rusty, so I actually need to force myself to draw more. I have a bunch of different self-imposed projects that I'm pushing myself to do. Have you always drawn your characters? Yeah, pretty much, pretty much, pretty much. I have my own made up characters that for like comics that I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this comic. I'm gonna make this comic. It's gonna be so freaking cool. And so I'd make all these characters for it, and like this will be the Earth Spirit embodiment, and she'll be like this, and I'll make her look all angry and stuff, and because I guess she's the Earth Spirit, and she'll be cool. She'll have like fancy hair that like flies around, and she'll have rocks coming out of her head and stuff. It'll be super cool. And I think my first role play character was like Dungeons and Dragons when I was a wee little boy, and it was like a half elf dude, and I made him look all sexy, and it was a shitty Dungeons and Dragons game. It was so bad, but I still liked it for some reason, and I continued. I just really liked role playing, so I got into it, and I played Dungeons and Dragons a bunch of times, and I drew all of the characters. I don't tend to draw other people's characters quite so much because it's super easy to draw my own character. I'm like, do they look like this? Yep, they look like that. They're gonna have some hair like this. Well, mess that up. Well, now they have this kind of hair. Oh, this is cool. Okay, I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna add that. And then other people are like, oh, can you like make it so that their hair wave goes like this way? And it's like, fine, I'll do that. Can you make sure that my barbarian's assless chaps are sticking out? I want my character from all angles, and I want his butt. Like, can you make sure his butt's hanging out? Okay, sure, I'll do that for you. You're gonna pay me, right? You're gonna pay me? Okay, cool, give me money. Give me money. I'll do your weird freaking character for your Dungeons and Dragons game that has to have assless chaps for some reason. Oh, you're gonna make a merman? You're gonna make a merman with genitals? Okay, cool. Cool. If you give me money, I'll draw that too, you freaking weirdo. And yes, these were actual characters people wanted me to draw. So anyway, why do you like eccentric races, and what's your favorite thing about Niv's personality morals? Also another question from Jade. Um, I just like a lot of people like going to different worlds and stuff, and when I do, I like to play different races. Oh God, I just like I just when I like to draw. So anyway, yeah, I just really like them. I just like the lore. I find them really usually find them really interesting. I don't know, like inspire my creativity more. Like I could just play a human and I could really develop their personality, all that kind of stuff. I know a lot of people who don't like the more eccentric races because they usually come with like a stereotype that people feel like you have to follow. But you can always like break that stereotype. You can be like, oh yeah, no, my character's supposed to be like this, but mine's not like that. My character can do this. And I guess I kind of sometimes having the limitations on them, like the height and stuff, you can work around that. You can do different things, but like I feel like I really like Tunawa and Myrrh. Oh, no, I know a whole lot of people don't really necessarily like Myrrh, but I like Myrrh because like when you play Tunawa, you're smaller and like it changes like the entire environment. Like if you just play a human, it's like, oh, okay, there's a desk and it's a desk and there's a table and blah blah blah. When you're a Tunawa, it's like this is a giant, massive thing that I might need to climb, and then the quill is like I could use this quill as a staff. You can just do a bunch of weird. I can fly on a bird. Can anybody else fly on a bird? Maybe, but it's got to be a giant bird. I can fly on any bird. I could be inside of the bird's mouth. I could do whatever the hell I want. I could worship a bottle of vodka, which I did. It was fun. It was fun worshiping that bottle of vodka that Niv did. Yeah, it was cool. Um, I like how clueless Niv is, and I feel like I may need to rewrite Niv's personality because it doesn't necessarily reflect her. When I first wrote it, I said like Niv does interpretive dance to communicate, which I immediately dropped and stopped doing, and just all that kind of stuff just wasn't, you know. But yeah, I like that she's clueless, and I like that she's slowly becoming a little bit more sassy and like what was it? More bold. She's becoming more sassy and bold, and I like that. She's just sort of like, F you. Don't call me a slave. I ain't no slave. Oh, you're gonna make fun of me for being tiny? Well, you're a butt. So, um, yeah. Her morals. She's believes in freedom. She doesn't want to be a slave. She thinks that you should like worship your gods, your the gods of nature. You need to respect nature. Um, she doesn't want to kill things unnecessarily. She wants to preserve life. She thinks life is very important because she follows the immortal. I keep saying goddesses accidentally, but yeah, immortal. She follows the immortal Mosegi. Uh, you know, probably pronouncing it wrong, but I don't give a shit. Um, yeah, and so she worships that immortal, and that's super cool. And I want her to, you know, do other stuff, and yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna move on to Jade's next question. Do you have any major plans for Niv or goals you would like to accomplish this year? Okay, at the moment, I want her to learn alchemy and get really, really good at alchemy so that she can drop stink bombs on. I forget what the character's name is, but Niv has a crush on Taneva. And so when she goes back to Disney, I'm just going to call it Disney. When she goes back to Disney, she's going to be dropping stink bombs on Taneva's new girlfriend because she's just like, I got kidnapped. I went to here. People were shitty there. And then I got teleported to some place where they were even shittier. And then, I was like, F you guys. I'm smart. You can think that I'm a little, tree creature, but I'm going to learn alchemy. And then I'm going to come back. And then my man is with some other woman? What the hell? I'm going to drop bombs on this girl. So that's going to be super fun for me. I'm going to enjoy that. What other things? I think she's probably going to go back to Desmond and realize that, like, she's wanted elsewhere. Like, now that she's been out in the world and she knows that Tunawa are treated so terribly that she's going to be like, she now has like a purpose and she's gonna go out because I keep saying, oh, she's gonna be freeing some slaves, and then I'm like, or stopping some slaves, but it just doesn't happen. So I'm gonna be more determined to be more active in that. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Maybe do some other cool stuff. Maybe have her finally learn how to speak common properly. That'd be cool. Um, if you could meet Niv in real life, how do you think the conversation would go? Well, go pretty good, I think. First of all, I think if I saw her, I'd be like, and then, Niv would think my face was broken or something, and she'd be like, what's wrong with this person? Where am I? What's going on? And I'd be like, oh shit. And then we just eventually just get along, and I'd introduce her to my cat. And oh wait, my cat. Come here, kitty. This is my kitty. He's super cute. Yeah, so, this is my cat. We call him Cleo. Say hi, kitty. He's sleepy. Cleo, I got them from a shelter. They were missing their leg. And, I kind of love him a lot. I think I've got like 3 names for him: Cleopatra, Gaius, Legolas, because I couldn't really decide on a name, but then the name just became Cleopatra. And by Cleopatra, I mean Cleo. So that's my kitty baby. Okay, you can go to sleep now, kitty. I'm sorry for biting you. Okay. That was all of Jane's questions. Now, I've raised questions. Will you draw one of my characters? Totally joking. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I'll draw one of your characters. In fact, I kind of tried to draw your snake lady, but like I didn't have like any kind of reference, so I was just like, I'm gonna draw a snake lady, and it kind of just looked like me, but with noodle hair and like a lady body, like kind of a lady body. Like I can draw lady bodies, but it looked like a kind of a weird wonky naked lady body. I didn't draw clothes yet because I typically draw clothes later. Um, but yeah, it was a naked lady body with my face, with noodle hair, and it was bad. So I'm gonna redraw it again. I'm not gonna show you the original one with my weird man face. That kind of looks like a lady, but mostly just looks like me with boobs. So I'm not showing you that. So anyway, I'll draw your character later or whatever, maybe. Have you had formal education in art? I went to Sheridan College for art fundamentals for like a year, and then I went to ceramics for like a year until I realized I was like, holy crap, I hate this. Because I went into art fundamentals and we had this class, this 3D class, and it was like just like sculpting and like, hey, let's make a head out of cardboard. And I was like, hell yeah. And I really, really, really love that class. Like, I got like A pluses in it because I was just super into sculpting heads and weird creatures out of, different types of clay. So I was like, oh shit, they do clay there, but didn't realize that like in ceramics class, we're really just gonna make ceramics. We're gonna throw, and it seems easy when other people do it, but it's not fun. I don't like it at all. You go on this like throwing wheel and you're just like, here's some clay, now center the clay, and I'd be like, cool, you made that look super easy, and then I'd do it and be like, and it'd be like all day. Like you go in there and be like, okay, I'm just gonna be working on clay like all day. I'm gonna go up there like super early, 8 o'clock, and I'm just gonna work all day. I'm gonna get so much accomplished, but I would literally spend the entire day just trying to center my clay, just trying to center the clay. It was pathetic. It was so bad. And then when I finally did accomplish something, it was like I set out to make a cup and I made a thick, horrible, 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 horrible dog dish. And dogs would look at it and they'd be like, wow, this is horrible. And so I was like, fuck this. But while I was in ceramics, there was like another girl who was doing like because ceramics was part of the crafts and design program. So it was like, I know this question is going on way longer than it should, but anyway, so it's part of the crafts and design program, which is almost like a Harry Potter type thing of art. So there's like ceramics, furniture, which is totally Slytherin, ceramics, which I guess was like Ravenclaw, and glass, which is Gryffindor because they're like dealing with fire and horribleness. And then there was textiles, and textiles is Hufflepuff, and I'm totally a Hufflepuff. And so she was doing. Okay, yeah. So there was a girl, and she was in textiles and ceramics, and so she would come into the ceramics class, and she'd bring all this like cool textile stuff, and I was like, "That's so awesome!" And I like constantly procrastinated from my ceramics stuff doing textiles. I'd just be like, Blaine, you're supposed to kind of, do that ceramics project. And I was like, uh-huh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Needle felting, by the way, is when you get like raw wool and then you get a needle with barbs on it and you just poke that raw wool until it becomes something. And I got like really into that. And I just got into like a bunch of different things. We were like doing crochet and all this kind of stuff, and then I was just like, you know what, fuck ceramics. Fuck ceramics, I'm just gonna do textiles. And so I went into textiles and I graduated textiles after years. We did like, no one really knew what textiles was, which is why it was the Hufflepuff of the crafts and design industry. It was just, you just do screen printing, we did paper, we just did a bunch of fun shit. We like dyed clothes using like all the chemicals. So it was like chemistry and it was like knitting and it was like we did sculptures and stuff out of like just weird shit. Like we had a knitting class, but it was like artsy fancy knitting class where we would like get tubes and wires and knit them together, and yeah, it was cool. But it was kind of a waste of money. But anyway, um what is your favorite thing about each one of your characters? Um okay, I guess I'll start with the first character I made. Um I liked Ada's race, and I kind of liked the background of Ada, and I kind of liked that Ada was a jerk. Oh, well, she was partially a jerk because she was a Yilindi, and so she'd be kind of a jerk, but then she'd switch into her other half, and then she was like a kind, wonderful, nice person, and that was cool. But like I said, well, I don't know if I said that in this video, but yeah, I dumped her like a bag of bricks, and you know, and then there was Lapis, and I kind of played him just because, like, Rend is gone, but Rend was a mer who was like a shark, and I was like, wait, people are playing mer right now? And so I was like, I'm gonna make a mer. I'm gonna make a mer right now. And so I just was like, mer. And the character was like, had like no personality. It was just, I'm a mer. I'm a dolphin mer, and I guess I like hunting treasure. What are you doing, Rand? Oh, you're doing this? Okay. I guess I'll do that because sure. Oh, and I also want to do magic, so I made Rend. I made Lapis like magic because of reasons. Oh, I think I made him like he was sick. He was sick and he had wasted his life or something. Whatever. He was dumb. But I. Oh wait, I was supposed to talk about the things I like about him. I like that he was a mayor and that he had like a relationship going with Rend, and they would murder people, and that was fun. It was probably the closest thing I'll get to a villain, but Rend was. I mean, Lapis wasn't very interesting. It wasn't even like a Mary Sue. Like he had flaws, but like he was basically built around Ren, and then Ren left, and it was like, well, I guess there's like no reason to play this character anymore. Because like at the time when Merv came out, they were like not allowed to go on land at all, like at all, and so I literally could only think to thread with Ren, and like I'd be like, yo, anybody wanna hang out with my Mer? He's only allowed to go in the water. You know, he's got a tail. Do you wanna like hang out? I may have murdered people, you know, some random sailors, but like they don't matter. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah. As soon as Niv came out, I was like, yeah, can you kill him? And I asked Anomaly, can you kill him? And so she killed him. And oh yeah. Okay, there's Niv, and I think I already covered this, but I just like Niv. She's cool. Moon, he hasn't been made yet, but I kind of like him because I've developed him slightly more than Lapis. Um, I guess he's gonna be kind of. I feel like I don't really know until I've made him, but it's probably just gonna be like has kind of a dark past, and he's kind of just alien. He mostly speaks with telepathy, and he just does weird, like, kind of bestial mannerisms, and he's trying to be friends with people, but he's creepy and weird. And I think it'll be fun to play. So the fun. Oh, where do you think you're starting it? I think I'm gonna start Moon and Scalvorus because I think I'm gonna make him into a knight. Cause I'm really bad at explaining him right now. Cause like I just started him, or I haven't actually started him. I haven't even completed his character sheet, but I think I'm gonna turn him into a knight because he had that. He was some stuff happening. He's gonna be a knight. It's gonna be cool. I'll work it out. But last question. Can your kitty and my kitties, can your kitty and my kitties have a play date? And yes, they can. They can. We can have like a Skype chat, and I can be like, "This is my kitty," and then you can show up your kitty, and then we'll be like, "Hi, I'm Cleopatra," and you'll be like, "Hey, I'm Summer's kitty," and then we'll have kitty conversations. It'll be cool. Okay, so this video probably went on way too long, so bye.